Welcome back, everybody, to the Aegis Champions League, where Clown Gaming have just taken game number 1 over Maryville University's B team. Now Maryville moving over to the blue side for game number 2. Fearless out with a couple of those champions banned out. You can see them right below our cameras on the screen. And we're going to get underway for draft number 2.
Exactly, and the typical change when you lose on red side is take blue side and get control of the initial champions. This is going to change some dynamics because obviously you have to factor not only the fearless drafts, the fearless bans, but also the bans that you have to make in general. And crucially, I want to see if the Ashe stays or is going to be banned away by Clown Gaming, because they cannot play anymore. So they have to try and take it away from Maryville if they think that the champion is going to be too strong. The bear is already taken out of, so the Ashe could follow suit if they feel like that champion is going to be really strong.
Definitely could. Fair span away from Clown Gaming, knowing, hey, we're not getting a second crack at that one. There is no chance with Fearless coming on through, so they are not going to let that one stand. Now looking at how they're going to want to take the rest of it, the Volibear ban does end up coming through, so at least Maryville still got some respect for the bear even after his nerfs on the latest patch. See if they're going to try to force Rapid onto another one of those non-traditional picks. He has played a lot of Wukong so far this season. He's played a couple of the regular meta picks. He has also busted out the Amumu multiple times, so I would not mind seeing a little bit of Amumu action on the night if it favors it. There's going to be the Hui taken off the board for Clown Gaming, continuing to try to pinch that pick away from Kachu.
Yep. Taking away some champions from the mid lane, trying to pigeonhole some of the positions as much as possible. Now that the Orianna is not going to be able to be played as well by Kachu, that means that you have to try and find some better solutions compared to the previous game. The Vi going to get banned away once again for Clown, and the fact that the Pantheon already is getting taken out doesn't mean much for Clown, but for Maryville, taking away the auto range Xin Zhao, I think that it does take a bit of a hit, because it's one of the better champions that he is able to play with, a lot of aggression. And then when you factor the Jarvan could potentially be banned, it's not getting banned this time around, but the Jarvan could have been a champion that if they take away, it takes away pretty much a lot of his pool to try and play around with.
Yeah, Clown Gaming just banning out their own bot lane from last game.
Yep.
Like, yeah, this stuff's broken, man. I don't know why you let us have it, but we're not going to let you have it. The first pick, Jinx, going to come through for Evan RL in the bottom lane. Clown Gaming with the chance to respond here. A couple of power picks available. They could get the Orianna for themselves if they want. That's been a pretty highly favored champion by Rough Beans. I would not mind getting to see him pilot that one. If they want to secure themselves a high prio jungler, they have the chance to do that as well. There's that Orianna we talked about, and they might just lock that one in right now.
And really quickly to try and secure the Orianna, didn't feel like much of a higher priority pick, but this time around they are going to go for it as soon as possible, as well as the Senna to try and respond to this Jinx. I was thinking maybe Seri would have been the Seth pick coming in here, but the Senna, weirdly enough for Clown, is one of those champions that I'm excited to see, because they do have pairings that they are willing to try. Remember last split we had them pretty much showing the Senna Nyla combo in the bot lane, and it worked massively for them. So they are one of the teams that I do think they have better pairings for the Senna, as we see the Asir for Kachu.
Definitely. Now going to be potential Jarvan that you talked about. Yeah, they're just going to lock that one right in for Odd Orange, deciding, hey, no need to get too cute with it. Although here's a chance for the Nocturne Orianna combo out of Rapid. He hasn't played the Nocturne yet this season, but do love to see it. That's going to get locked on in. I think this is a big opportunity here for Maryville to ban away Tom Kench Nautilus and force Clown Gaming into a non-traditional Senna pairing, but that's Cryogen's bread and butter. He's going to be happy if he gets to play something a little non-traditional.
It's not like that would be detrimental for Clown. I do think that the Tam Kench taken away in a composition that has Jarvan fourth probably going to be really good if you're able to deny that sort of safety pick for the Senna. But the Nautilus is something I wouldn't be looking at, because I think that they are going to wait until the last second to try and secure the bot lane. They are waiting for the support to be secured. With the K'Sante getting banned away here, I feel like you give Boyle something like the Aatrox, since BCL cannot play it anymore, and they also banned his Renekton and the K'Sante. So blind matchups here for Boyle should be really comfortable, and getting the counter pick for Cryogen would give them much more of an advantage. I think that it's going to be probably another support ban here. Or Aatrox.
Shout out to Wisthome coming in with the raid, by the way. Welcome everybody to tonight's series. Maryville B team down 0-1 over Clown in tonight's best of 3, looking to see if they are going to be able to crawl back and make this into a 3-game series. Top lane bans come out of Clown, the bot lane bans come out of Maryville. Tahm Kench still standing. I mean, if Cryogen feels like going for something traditional, it's right there, man. It's waiting for you. We will see, though. I mean, that Camille is up. I could see the Camille as a spicy pick with the Senna. He could go. He played Pike Senna. Yeah, he played Pike Senna earlier this season as well, up against Chaotic Solar. They lost that game. It doesn't mean they won't be willing to go for it. And wow, they're just going to slam a Boil the Oils champ blind. They give him the Jax.
Yeah, and we kind of knew this. Well, it could be the Jax spot lane. I don't think that they are going to go for it, but giving the blind pick for Boil is not a bad choice because PCL, even though he's not a weak player, he does have a pretty straightforward pool with Aatrox, Renekton, and then trying to pick the champions like the K'Sante that are on the weaker side. So they can try and pigeonhole that, and yes, the Rumble is going to have massive effect, especially with the Jarvan combo, but as long as you're able to play to your idea Clown here, getting the counter pick in bot lane, if they can run through the bot lane really effectively like they did in the previous game, then they can control a lot of the game going into the mid game and then late game, and they can win the Tahm Kench.
Snagging the Tahm Kench for themselves. I like this move here. Going to help keep that Jinx safe. Going to contribute to your really straightforward team fight game plan and going to give you a little bit extra tankiness where you might be lacking it from the top lane, having locked in this Rumble. So now here's the question, Cryogen. What are you going to give us today, my friend? What's the entertainment going to be?
I wouldn't even be mad if it's the Camille, just because the ultimate does lock down the Tahm Kench. So even if he tries to run away, it's not going to work out that well.
Have to see. Yasuo. All right. You know what? I can't be mad. I can't be upset. I would have loved to see the Camille, but Yasuo going to be a spicy one coming out across and going to give them that kind of traditional AD DPS that you're often lacking when you have the Senna. Does mean that this comp's a little squishy, which makes me a little concerned against a comp that does so much damage. So, I mean, there's going to be a potential for a lot of kills in this game. I'll tell you that much. These guys are going to drop fast.
Yeah. It does mean, though, that the combo is going to be even much more effective because you have Shockwave or Paranoia Shockwave into Yasuo Last Breath into Senna Ultimate. So you actually have a really nice wombo to play around, and then Jax can close out or try and play the silent, whatever he wants. But apart from that, the wombo idea is really, really good. But like you're mentioning, there's no true tank. So whoever tries to work forward into a bush or tries to face tank anything probably could end up dying if they are not careful.
Definitely is that risk there. As I mean, anybody could die from face checking in this game. I mean, Jarvan doesn't even build tankiest these days. He's probably going to be a little bit more of an off-bruisery build. Tahm Kench is going to be true support, not going to be farming the way that he would with a Senna. Yeah, nobody's going to be tanky. I mean, and that's good for both of these kind of wombo combos that they're setting up with, right? If you get the Jarvan into the Rumble, into the Azir, into the Abyssal Dive, they're going to all melt. Same is going to be true if you do get that combo with the Nocturne into the Shockwave and are able to pick up kills with the Yasuo. So both of these teams, I mean, whoever strikes first is going to be at a pretty large advantage unless the disengage is powerful. I think the Tahm Kench can be a big X factor there for Get Back. If he's going to be able to devour up his AD carry Evan and get them to safety, that can make a big difference. But apart from that, if that disruption doesn't end up coming on through, I mean, both comps, whoever pulls the trigger first is really advantaged.
Yeah, funnily enough, they have similar ideas in terms of team fighting because they do want to force their engage quickly with their ultimates. They have the Rumble, you have the Jarvan Rumble combo in one side, you have the Orianna Nocturne combo on the other. So the idea is to try and get a team fight going, blowing it up as soon as possible with their cooldowns. That being said, when you look at late game, I feel like there's a slight advantage to the side of Clown just because they have way more carries that can scale. Obviously, the Tahm Kench, there's nothing to take away from him, but when you look at someone like the Jarvan, he's not going to be on par with the Nocturne later on in the game. The Senna eternally scales to the Jinx and the Seer. The Orianna kind of can find a similar group there, and then the difference maker is going to be this Yasuo because you're adding another carry that can reach that 6-item power spike if the game goes long enough, and that sort of extra threat potential that you're always looking out for with the Yasuo is going to be really scary to try and deal with. So even if the Jinx becomes a monster, there's way too many things to try and deal with or try and play around that can be a bit difficult for Evan in the bot lane.
Yeah, and that's where you got to look at stuff like the top lane to see where the breaking point is going to end up being. I really favor Clown Gaming in the side lanes. Boil the Oil being able to secure this Jax. He's going to be the strongest champion in those one-on-one scenarios as we start to scale into the late game. But I do want to give a shout out here towards PCL's Rumble. I think when they've been putting him on these carry-style champions this season, he has been fantastic for Maryville. Back, especially towards the beginning of this season, up against teams like Bethany, even in their win over Team Fish Taco, it was a lot about PCL being on these carries, able to have those huge performances on picks like the Rumble or the Gnar or the Jax. Now getting kind of back into that form, hasn't gotten a chance to play the Rumble ever since then. He's going to be piloting it here in this game, and with a comp that's really well equipped to be able to support it.
Yeah, and I think importantly, if he's able to get the game going in his favor, then we can see more of PCL coming through, right? Because one big thing that we saw in the previous game is that even though the Aatrox was finding kills, the Aatrox was never the main point of the game, right? Like, he was coming in from the side, really good flanks, by the way, from PCL to try and reach the backline. But the problem is that for the first 15 minutes, he was completely untouched in the top lane. It was just CS, trading CS, ping-ponging waves in the top lane, and then he reached the team fighting phase. But like, there was never the real attempt at making PCL be the main carry of the team or be the main focus. And if they can turn that around, give more resources to PCL, play a bit more like he's the center of the composition, then I can see Maryville trying to ride a much better wave going forward in the start of the game, and then wait until you finally reach that point with the Jinx and the Azir. But you can try and play the early stages really effectively with a Rumble.
Yeah, and something else to call out here in the mid lane. I'm surprised to see Kachu. He's been playing 80 carry most of the season. They haven't given him too many shakes at mid, with Get Back usually filling that role. He shows up, and these are not Kachu champs. At least they're not how I think of Kachu champs. I think of Kachu on the melee mids, looking to take the fight to the opponent, looking to play aggressive.
Exactly.
And he has not really been doing that. He has been playing these traditional control mage matchups, kind of handshaking them up against Rough Beans. And in game number 1, I think Rough Beans' Talia was able to do a really solid job up against Kachu's Orianna. Now in game number 2, Kachu kind of handshaking that matchup again, giving up the Orianna and choosing to take the Azir into it. Now that it's been re-enabled, I'll have to see if he's going to be able to find a little bit more success here, because I think out of the picks I've gotten to see out of Rough Beans, I think his Orianna has been among the best. Back in the Hot Pockets tournament, he was very good on that pick in making a deep run with Clown Gaming. I can see throughout this season, at least in the match history, he's gotten to play it quite a few times while it's been up here in the ACL, to some solid success up against teams like Chaotic Solar, where he was a big carry force for them on the pick. Clown Gaming are justified in trying to snap this pick up as soon as they see that it's available, and going to be a lot on Kachu's hands to be able to execute on this Azir.
And I do think that Kachu was one of the main points that I want to see shine more this game, because the previous game, it wasn't like he necessarily did anything super wrong or anything like that, but his impact was really negligible compared to what Robin's was able to accomplish, right? There were multiple fights where Robin's shot, Robin's damage was difference maker. Same for the Weaver's Wall, whereas you see what Kachu did, and the impact was just simply not the same. So this time around, with a champion that I can see Kachu playing a bit more in the form of the Azir, he does like it a bit more compared to some other champions. I can see him maybe finding his groove back, and that way try and impact the game more.
Yeah, it looks like we are ready to get onto the Rift for game number 2. Maryville University taking to the blue side, trying to turn around their fates from game number 1. It will be seeing if they can take on down Clown Gaming and take us to a game number 3.
Let's see, and it's just trading between Rough Beans and Kachu. Yep, pretty straightforward there. Nothing out of the ordinary, but Kachu did get, or actually Rough Beans got a much better trade. So mid lane won. That's it. Game over.
Game over for sure. We are going to be on the lookout for a little bit of an advantage to be eked out on either side. Rapid going to spot Odd Orange, coming in for this early invade, scouting ahead for a bit of vision, and going to get forced out.
And going to be pulled into a really weird spot. Orange is doing pretty normal as well here. And the early levels for the Nocturne are going to be pretty similar to this. If the lanes are getting pushed and the Jarvan is able to get into the jungle, we could see some bit of attention put into the Nocturne that you don't want to get as much as possible. Instead, you want to be left to yourself, farm as much as possible, get a couple of ganks here and there, and then try and get that level 6 as soon as possible to get the game going.
Yeah, I do want to call out ECL going for the Ignite top Rumble. So not going to have access to that teleport maybe gives a little bit of a hint that they do intend to play towards him. They want to be able to build up an advantage for PCL in this early laning phase rather than try to focus towards bot up against this Yasuo Senna. See if it's going to be able to pay off for him, as early laning phase, not going to say too much either way. PCL definitely going to be looking to take the fight to this Jack.
Early trading, they are already trying to fight between each other, and it's working. The really good trades against Evan and against Getback as much as possible. Boyle also taking quite a bit of damage. I'm looking at... Oh, wait. Actually...
Trades back and forth. Cryogen fully stacking up deck. Going to look to take the fight, but this could be a double knockup. Nice dodge away. And Cryogen looking practiced on the Yasuo. I mean, for a guy playing support most of the time, don't think this is a champion you'd have too many reps on, but having a lot of success so far.
And already blowing 3 summoners down there in the bot lane. None blown on the side of Clown Gaming's bot lane. It's just so effective how they are playing this, and this is why I was mentioning the Senna pick not being that bad for them, or at the very least something that I would wait and see what they pull off, because they have this sort of picks that you can actually pull off rapid. Early gank.
Coming on up for the early gank. Gonna force out that flash from PCL, but he's not out of the woods yet. Trying to turn it back around. Actually gets a ton of damage onto Boil the Oil with the Ignite, and Rapid has to stay and just try to fend him off. The health bar advantage going over to PCL, and he's gonna need it because he doesn't have that TP, but now Odd Orange coming on up, looking for what could be a dive, but there's no minion wave.
Yeah, Odd Orange is close by, but I don't think you want to force this at this point. Probably not the most convenient, and also you don't want to just give weird trades. Getting traded a bit there, but nothing out of the ordinary here either.
Get back. What was that? What was that pistol dive, man? That didn't...
I don't know the attempt, what he was looking at. We don't question that. Just weird.
I don't know, that's an interesting... This is just an interesting moment here, right? With the support player playing Yasuo, staring down the mid laner playing Tahm Kench. This is just a little bit of a who's who of the lane matchups here. See who's going to be able to off-roll best between Getback and Cryogen.
It feels like both of them want to play the other player's champion, because one is more of a support, the other is more of a mid laner, but at this point, it's looking like Cryogen is doing a really good job at being the Yasuo player. They are trying to set up a trap, but yeah, I don't think they probably will get a chance for this.
I like what we've gotten to see so far, and they've called Rapid down. See if they can make a little bit of a play happen here. That wave getting thinned out pretty fast, but just going to start dumping the damage into Getback first and foremost. Evan RL, uncomfortable stepping up with the wind wall in the way. Love these setups. Zev falling low, but Cryogen not slowing down. Lands another tornado. Shots coming back and forth between the two marksmen. And if this wave crashed on in, Rapid might go in for the dive here. They've got to get these minions crashed in first, though, doing their best. Minions start to show up. Here comes Rapid, looking to collapse the gap here. Abyssal Dive getting channeled. There's going to be the dodge away from Rapid with that spell shield. He's going to go down to the turret, but will it be a 2-for-1? Yes, it will. 2 kills to Clown Gaming.
It's a 2-for-1, and also the first blood coming in as quick as possible. Rapid didn't blow the flash, which I think it's a nice thing, because yes, he gets traded, but I don't think it's worth to blow your flash at that point. You already got the kill into the Jinx. Evan blows his flash. Also, the Tahm Kench ends up dying. So you want to have that flash, because later on when you have your ultimate, you probably want to try and get more going. That being said, because of how Rapid has been playing this game, weirdly enough, it does mean that he's really behind in terms of the setup of the game. He's really far behind to the CS of the Odd Orange, and he's actually going to take a bit longer to reach that level 6 mark.
Yeah, that was a massive gamble by Rapid that he's going to be very thankful paid off, giving the lead over to Zev and Cryogen, because he was already so behind from that little fiasco top lane where he lost a ton of health. Actually, a little bit of an all-in up top lane here. PCL going to clear out the wave with the ultimate, not landing it on the Boil the Oil. I don't think he cares. He's just going to burn him right down. And Boil the Oil will learn to respect this Rumble, or he will die without doing so. Shuffle back in onto Rough Beans. This is a 3-man gank. Rough Beans is going down for sure.
Yeah, there was no chance there. 3-man gank waiting at the last second. Boil may be dead as well. Yeah, he's dead.
Yep, that's the Ignite as well. That flash wasted as PCL able to claim the solo kill and continue to cash out in this top lane matchup. Oh, flash in onto Rapid. He's going to have to try to head for the hills here. Still has access to the flash, but so under-leveled, so under-farmed compared to this Jarvan. He is going to get forced right out.
And there's a problem with how the game was set up, right? Like, yes, the bot lane lead is really good, and the fact that Seven and Cryogen are doing really great. It's positive for Clown Gaming, but with how the other lanes are going, you're just getting really far pushed in, and that means that the Nocturne cannot find a good opening to try and play the game. They are going to be able to collect the first dragon though, thanks to the fact that the auto range is on the other side of the map, and as long as nothing bad happens, they can play the remaining part of this early game really well. Also, Robins, even if he dies, he didn't blow flash, so at the very least, like, repetition on that play is not going to be the same.
Yeah, good conservative uses of the flask here. Discipline, we'll call it, as they don't end up wasting those skills. Can't say the same for Boil the Oil. He did end up giving that one up. And that is just going to make this lane tougher, as PCL already with a full level lead because of all that time Rapid had to spend up there. And yeah, like I was saying earlier, Rapid, a huge gamble to go in for that bot lane dive because he was already behind in farm, and now he's just tremendously behind in farm. He's not going to hit 6 for a while. He is going to definitely need to put a lot of eggs in the bot lane basket. Say, all right, guys, I sacrificed my whole early game to put you in a favorable position. Now you got to make something of it.
They have to make the most out of it, because at this point, they are not able to find more value. It's going to be a bit difficult, although they are doing quite a good amount of damage to the Tam Genj at the very least.
All right, maybe getting a little too cute with it there. Cryogen and take a turret shot each, but Rapid able to snag away that red buff and take a clean path out. Boil the Oil finds himself in an unfavorable fight position once again. Gonna commit the ultimate, try to go all in up against PCL, but the ultimate rains down once again, and PCL gonna get into that overheated state and really gonna be able to trade back effectively. There's the ultimate in on the bottom lane, comboing that up with the Dawning Shadow. They want to be able to take down this top catch. The interrupt out of Cryogen is huge, but meanwhile, it's another solo kill for PCL in the top lane. Flash from Cryogen to be able to claim the double kill. Odd Orange gonna be able to pick him up on the backside, but that is a 3-1 Yasuo, and you will take that.
That Cryogen with the fancy feed at the end there to get the kill on Evan, and also evade the ultimate from Odd Orange. Really well played. They are salvaging this game for the side of Clown Gaming, because the fact that this is just a 0.08 catch you doing a lot of damage. Ultimate on Rapid.
Huh? Rapid could just pop the ultimate, go on in. Yeah, he's going to claim it. Oh, big Devour out of Get Back. Will save his mid laner. Kachu getting spin a little closer than he might have liked. Rapid can try to turn this around, but dancing back and forth.
There's no mana on Rough Beans.
Will end up connecting. Rough Beans trying to trade it back. Doesn't have the mana for the dissonance. Now going in for the auto attack. Zev is here as well. Shuffle backwards. Rough Beans going to drop, but no. Zev takes down the double kill, cuts him down, saves Rough Beans' life, and that's coming up Clown Gaming too.
That was closer to disaster than to success. Look at Robin's health bar. He's so close to dying. Oh, okay.
all right. Everybody take a breath here. The globals are down. We're out.
Yeah, now at this point, the rocket is not going to kill Robins, and that's a really important big win that they get there, because it was also utilizing the first paranoia. You want to make that first paranoia be as useful as possible, as Seb wants to get another one. Evan.
Wow, this damage
There's
actually
no
substantially here. And Cryogen just going to walk right up, using the wind wall to block away the zap. Not going to be able to convert it into a kill this time. He doesn't quite have an item completed yet, but damage starting to get dangerous. And this support now, or generally support, he's carrying this game. He's at a 30 CS lead over Evan RL's Jinx. 3-1-1. Zev rocking 3 kills as well. This bot lane has been dominant for Clown Gaming. Up against the very experienced duo. Well, the very experienced 80 carry of Evan RL. Get Back, he's off rolling, but experienced player nonetheless, and an NACL player from last split. Getting taken to town here by these two young AD carries, as they're going to be looking in for the brawl. They're going to move on forward. There's going to be the next kill coming through for Zev, and not going to be long for this world with Rapid tanking on up the turret. They will be able to claim themselves the double once again.
Really unlucky there by Rapid. He actually gets a stock just on the tip of the range, so he still is able to die. I don't know how Robins died. Was it a solo kill?
Could have been. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Odd Orange got his name on that one as well. Yeah, I am not sure. Well, at the very least, they answered back really well, because after that kill, I don't think Odd Orange wants this. Yeah, this is a little bit of a question mark. Not going to get hit by the last embrace, though, nor going to get slowed up by the piercing darkness, so he will be able to walk it out.
Like, I don't think you ever win that 3v2, even if it's a 3v2. I just feel like Seb and Cryogen are much, much stronger at this point. And with their first items, it's going to be pretty clear that they are stronger. Crucially, and this is the thing with this composition that we were mentioning in draft, because it's 2 carries in the bot lane, it means that the fact that they are ahead, they're pretty much two champions. It's not like a support situation where you're half of a champion just because you're the support and you're behind. In this situation, you have two strong champions that can actually play the game and can cover up for a champion that is behind, like the Jax, for example. So even though Boyle is suffering the top lane, you have the Senna to kind of carry the slack from Boyle because you have another carry champion in your arsenal.
For sure. Dancing around this dragon at number 2. Looks like Maryville want to see if they can get their names onto it, but gotta be watching out for Zev and Cryo. And they are so strong at this point, both on their first item spikes. How can you even dream of contesting this as Maryville? But they got the full 5-man squad.
It's on PCL. Yeah, it has to be played around PCL. He also has his first item. Same for Catcher in the mid lane. So they are the ones that have to make the most out of their damage here.
Yeah, fight potentially breaking on out. Cryogen just throwing on out those tornadoes to start things. There's going to be the ultimate combo coming on through. They go in for everything on Evan RL. He gets devoured on up. And look at that equalizer, perfectly placed, burning down the whole team. And PCL comes up huge for the squad. They over-index on the 80 carry. They missed out on the Rumble. And that's going to be a win for Maryville.
And I have to question, I don't know what they went for Evan. Evan is deadweight. He's actually worthless at this point in the game. He's not useful in the team fight. You have to go for Catchy. You have to go for PCL because those are the champions that will actually make a difference. And just like that, everything that Clown did correctly in the previous moments in the game goes down the window. Maryville able to answer back really well. PCL still completely strong, and they are going to collect 3 more drops.
Yeah, they are going to be really dangerous on these extended pushes now with the full 6 scrub buff. And now 3 kills apiece in PCL and Kachu's pockets, and that fat shutdown being found onto Cryogen. Going to make things a little bit different here than they were in the early game. This is not going to be as easy as Clown Gaming were hoping from that early bot lane performance. They are now going to find themselves at a gold deficit and without the ability to stack those dragons through their strong bot lane.
Yeah, at the very least, it is going to be Cloud Soul, so it's not like either team is really happy to have this sort of soul rolling. But everyone can make use of it, don't get me wrong, but like it's not the one that you want to try and get. And I was looking at top lane, 2-level disadvantage for Boyle the O. He really has been suffering in the top lane.
Oh yeah. Yeah, been a big performance from PCL, multiple solo kills up against Boil the Oil's Jax. And you gotta wonder, I mean, real bold to take that blind Jax on your R4 pick here from Clown Gaming, and they're really being punished for it here. PCL has been having a fantastic time in this matchup. They're going to try to turn it around, but the full 2-on-2 TP now being channeled. Rough Beans going to try to turn this one back around. They do get the shutdown onto PCL, and now it's a 3 versus 1. Odd Orange in way too deep, forced to flash by the Shockwave.
Odd Orange has to flash there. It has to be teleport from Robbins to be able to respond to the play. But crucially, they get the shutdown onto PCL. They may lose the top lane turret because Kachu takes it down really quickly. But I feel like the play is really worth it. Because anyway, the top lane turret was going to eventually die. And I don't think that it's that valuable to try and keep it up in comparison to killing PCL that does have huge value for the team. And they are trying to lapse here, but Kachu should be able to back. Yep, it's pretty difficult to actually do something here.
Yeah, Cryogen threw the tornado back through the wave, so not even going to try to interrupt the recall out of Kachu here. Probably needed to pull off that rotation a little bit earlier with the TP being channeled by Rough Beans. They do end up losing out on the turret, but they do get that big shutdown, and they do get it into the pockets of Boil the Oil, which will make this matchup just a little bit more playable for the Jax. He'd been really struggling, as you were calling out earlier, now going to at least be able to complete that Trinity Force.
Yeah, at least he finally gets to have his first item, right? The Trinity Force is going to be a difference maker in how you want to approach some of these fights. Also, interestingly, I just wanted to point this out. It's going to be static shift on the Jinx. It's not necessarily bad. I've seen a lot of AD carries do this. It's mainly for the wave clear, but I think it's a cute adaptation to how the game has been going. And also the fact that there's no tanks.
Yeah, we'll give you the ability to just kind of wipe those waves away a little bit faster, and that's going to be really relevant in this game where if pretty much anybody collapses onto you, you might end up dead. Yep. So showing for as little time as possible, stepping up for as little time as possible, falling back to get back. That's going to be the play pattern for quite a while here for Evan RL. And building with that awareness here, here comes Odd Orange, looking to make a little bit of a play in mid. Going to get stuffed up there by the follow-up tornado, and Cryogen and Zev will be able to regroup with the rest of the squad underneath the turret. Rift Herald thrown down. They want to make a push for this.
Yeah, PCL is also here, so they really want to take down this mid lane turret. It's quite low, so it should be really easy to take it down, and nobody's going to answer. Wait, Boyle?
Well, the Oil trying to take this fight a level down up against Get Back. Will get ignited. It looks like that's going to be it. Second charge does connect as well for Maryville, so good value found by that Rift Herald. It'll open up the map for them a lot with that mid lane outer turret taken down.
Yeah, that's max value found by the Rift Herald there. You get the turret, you get the second push, you get a lot of value, and PCL is not scared for his life. He's really far ahead. So it's more so on Boyle blowing the ultimate there. But Boyle is slowly but surely climbing to be the kind of powerful champion we're expecting to see. The main worry part for me here is that the game has slowed down enough that 7 Cryogen hasn't really been able to utilize their lead anymore or accomplish anything bigger. And as well, just as how Boyle has been able to scale, Evan is also able to get his items. And I think that's going to be an important difference maker in the coming fights, because the Jinx now is not going to be completely useless.
Yeah, it's big that they're not 2v2 laning against 7 Cryogen anymore. I mean, they're using that static shift, like you said. They're clearing the waves out at long range using the missiles, and they are backing on off as soon as they do that. So the prize is that they will be able to pick on up this dragon. They should be able to secure that without too much difficulty. Cryogen is super strong right now. He's still got the lead. He's got the Infinity Edge completed, but they need to be able to find him a fight. And wow, that's inner turret going down to Kachu. Rough Beans TPing up to answer, but gold-wise, that's going to be a big injection for Maryville.
Yeah, Kachu pretty much has completely ignored the fact that there exists the rest of the map.
Orange pretty deep here. They are trusting that they will have the numbers advantage.
Kachu,
walking down.
This should be turret.
Wow, really great macro play coming on out here of Maryville. They knew exactly what resources were down for Clown Gaming, and they seized the opportunity.
And a lot of this is just the fact that Clown doesn't really know where they want to put some of the resources. Like, they have the mid lane strength with 7 Cryogen, but they are moving them really much.
Ooh, full combo coming on through. They're going to land it only onto the Tom Kench, but they blow him up so damn fast. And Evan RL going to join them. It's a double kill over to Cryogen. There's that burst damage with the Infinity Edge Yasuo. They start their siege onto the mid lane. You call from Rough Beans, and wow, even 2 versus 4, it's just really hard to make these pushes happen, though. Sieging is not the strong suit of this composition.
Well, after they already committed their ultimates, they cannot simply stop Kachu on the...
Oh, caught by the last breath. Kachu's going to die here. He's going to end up with the Yasuo right on top of him. Pops the ultimate to get away, but chased back through the minion wave. Meanwhile, fight breaking out in the jungle. Rapid forced to flash away to get himself out of there. The shielding coming on across from Zev, but the knockup going to connect from Odd Orange. Cryogen looking to regroup with the rest of the squad, but he didn't hunt down Kachu. He didn't get back to the jungle in time. That's going to be a clean kill for Rapid.
Just Rapid dying, actually, and Kachu able to escape without even using his flash. So overall, it's just much more value for the side of Maryville. They are even going to steal the blue buff from inside of the jungle from Clown Gaming, and Clown has no true answers. Like, they do great kills. They found a great kill in the mid lane, killing the Jinx and the Championship immediately. But those are not the members that are currently stronger, and Boyle needs to be careful here.
Definitely does. He's getting collapsed on by a few. Backing on up to Zev. This is still a 2 versus 3. Zev just going to use the last embrace to buy that initial space, and they're actually moving forward on towards Odd Orange. They know they have the backup of Rapid and Cryogen in the wings. Will be a successful retreat for Maryville. They have enough dashes at their disposal to get themselves out in time.
Yeah, 7 Cryogen are still really strong. You can see how they are scared of both the Senna and the Yasuo if they are not careful enough. Boyle may be dying here again. Okay, no, he's respecting it.
I mean, he's been a victim of the 3-man gank very recently. Yeah. It should be fresh in his memory. And he does back on off.
He finally respects it and doesn't end up dying there, but still, the way that the map is being played by Maryville is much, much better. This goes to show why both of these teams are our top teams in this group. It's because they know what they are trying to do. Like, they are closer in skill that some people may have expected with the name Maryville attached to Maryville B. But overall, Clown is putting a lot of good fights, and that's why they are currently 1-0 ahead in the series.
Yeah. I mean, really impressive stuff out of Clown Gaming so far, though. We called it out already. One of them's off roll right now, so maybe not at their maximum strength, but there's 2 NACL players on this Maryville B team squad from just last split. Odd Orange and Get Back. We're in that league. And now showing up here to play up against Clown Gaming, looking to start off the Piltover group 4-0, but Clowns so far have been able to come on up with the first win. Now neck and neck in this second game, ones across the board for the kill score and a faint lead to Maryville.
Also, just quickly, can we see the Senna stack progress? Because at this point, she should be around the 90 mark. I think she should be 90, 93. So she's doing really good with the stacking.
Yeah, good pace there for Zev. Definitely gotten a lot of procs off champions as well as off the minions here, and been rotating around for the jungle camps as you want to. So keeping up good pace here as the opportunity completed as well. So de facto 3 items on this Senna.
Oh, Cryogen. He's alone here. He actually can die.
Does not want to be in this position. There's going to be the ultimates coming out across, and Cryogen is caught out and melted down, shut down to PCL, and Maryville see their chance to start up the Baron. This is a disaster scenario for Clown Gaming.
100%. The only way they can salvage this is with the combo from Nocturne and Orianna. There is no equalizer, so there's a good chance they can actually pull this up, but so difficult for them.
This is a flip. I mean, Rapid can just ult and go in for the steal at any time. Kachu coming in to try to shuffle them back away, but as long as that ball is in the pit, but now it's not. They've managed to kill off the Orianna, and now Kachu and Odd Orange representing a wall that Rapid can't get past. Great call by Kachu here, just taking the fight up against both mid and jungle and coming out ahead for it.
Yeah, really good decision making there. They are not even going to be able to get this turret because it's going to be teleport completed by Kachu. Yeah, he actually may die, although Temkin is here.
Yeah, now just has to have that respect for Kachu and get himself out to safety. He does buy the space. This dragon now, probably a lost cause if Maryville want to claim it. Zev completes the recall in time, was in dangerous territory there. Cryogen now back alive. Gonna have to play more respectfully, but definitely gave up a big one there in the form of that Baron buff.
It's pretty much on his pick that the Baron buff ends up being collected there. Now, there is not that much standing gold that is left for the side of Maryville to collect. It's more so trying to break open the base, which can be a good thing for the side of Clown Gaming, since they do have a great teamfight composition. So they can try and bait them into a spot where they are overly pushing for the base and then answer immediately. But they are just getting moved around. They are trying to go for PCL, it looks like, but it's not going to work out.
No, going in for it. They get the full combo. He's going to go into stasis to buy them a little bit of time, and then flashes out. PCL stays alive, and they're going to lose an inhibitor turret for this. Clown Gaming bet everything on that engage, and PCL just absorbs it.
So the thing is, they could have done the same pick, but onto the bot lane, since there's no teleport on PCL. He actually dies.
The end of this whole damn game, TDS. Yeah. Rough Beans has teleported back to the base. Rapid was able to complete the recall. Cryogen now in a 1 versus 1 with PCL. Will he be able to win it out? Yes, he does. He cuts him down. But meanwhile, in the base, the fight is not going well for Clown Gaming. Rapid has already gone down. Zev firing shots off of the other side. Evan RL is excited. Dawning Shadow comes across the team to chunk Kachu out low. But Cryogen is low in his own right and isn't going to be able to take this fight. Flashback away from Zev. Kachu takes the one-on-one and will cut him down. But Rough Beans going to be able to trade it back and make it a 1-for-1. Both Nexus turrets, the bot inhibitor and inhibitor turret, are taken in this trade. Maryville University once again putting on a macro masterclass.
Yeah, I usually respect the idea of trying to collapse onto one member on the side lane to try and stop the Baron push. But this time around, it was really dumb coming in from Clown Gaming. The fact that they tried to commit so heavily for PCL in this spot, it's not necessarily bad. But you can do the same play on the bot lane when there's no teleport on the Rumble, and he's never going to collapse onto the play. Now, Robin's maybe dead here.
Yeah, definitely. Has access to the flash, but is going to try to hold on to it in hopes of another fight in the future. Tried to chunk out Evan RL with the ultimate, wasn't able to get it cast in time. And now marching down mid lane are Maryville. They want to at least get themselves another inhib.
Now it's pretty much trying to see what they can do to stop the damage from going out of control, because there's already 2 Nexus turrets down, but could be even more on them. Teleport on the back from Boil the Oil.
Flank in from behind. Rough Bean still has 20 seconds to go. They're going to try to take the fight. They don't have the combo, but they're going to do the best that they can. Diving forward, Zev gets the damage down. PCL going to drop, but Cryogen is melting down on top of this equalizer. He manages to flash out to safety, but it's just a 4 versus 4 now. Rough Beans not up for 5 more seconds. Kachu brawling with Cryogen, shuffles him back in. Both bot laners down. A 4-man squad of Maryville pushing on towards the base. Rough Beans respawns and tries to fight back, but they just don't have the damage. Maryville gonna take us to a game number 3.
They end up doing it really, really well. They find the angle and they take us to game number 3. We were expecting this because this was how the series was looking like with where both of these teams were. Really well played by Maryville. Questionable decisions here and there by Clown. And I think the most crucial part is something we talked about in draft. PCL being a crucial target. If they play around PCL well enough with this Rumble, they could find really good angles, and he delivered really, really well. Same for Kachu. He performed much, much better compared to the previous game, and I think Ariana was a bait pick for both sides. Thankfully, we're not going to see it anymore. Now we get to see better champions for both Robins and for Kachu.
Absolutely here. Yeah, a great performance from Kachu, as you said. Great decision making, especially around that Baron call, to be able to guarantee the team would be able to secure it. Really solid performances in lane as well, to be able to catch Rough Beans out and take him down. And then you got to give the credit to PCL. This team has looked so much better this season when they've been able to play around a carry top laner. And the disrespect of the blind Jax does not go unpunished. Clown Gaming really going to have to rethink their approach there coming into game number 2.
There has to be some changes, and I'm excited to see what they are going to try and change it. The good thing, or once again, with Fearless, we're going to see something new, and neither team is going to get some of the meta picks. Well, I don't think Crygen is going to miss the Yasuo, but apart from that...
Definitely. Well, with that said, let's throw it to a quick break here while we get into draft for game number 3. We're going to be back before long, and we are going to have ourselves the Fearless game of 3 to determine who is going to be topping in the Piltover group. You aren't going to want to miss it, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody, to tonight's broadcast of the Aegis Champions League, where we are going to game number 3 between Maryville University B team and Clown Gaming. Clown Gaming showing a great fight in game number 1, but Maryville striking back in game number 2, and it's all going to come down to this one now, TDS.
Exactly. Now to define who's going to have the heads up in the group, who's going to be the only unbeaten team left in the group as well. So we have to wait and see how it's going to go. But the change up from Maryville going into going into the second game was much better. Played around PCL really effectively and found so much value. Can they replicate that? It's the main question, but I think that they found better answers, and it's going to be really good to see how they answer in this third game. Same for Clown.
Definitely is. We're waiting on everybody to get ready for this draft, but should be able to get it underway here before too long. Going to be very interesting to see how both of these teams capitalize on the Fearless bans coming on across. There's going to be no Orianna available for either side. I think that one is probably most notable. Then the loss of some of these champs as well, like the Jarvan and the Xin Zhao both being gone for Odd Orange. That's going to be a big question of where he goes now in this position.
Yeah, the change up in the jungle is going to be pretty important because we saw that the Rapid can play different types of champions. Like, he's not tied down to just going into the meta. He has a much wider pool. I think Odd Orange can find different answers as well, but I feel like the more success we've seen from him comes from those aggressive junglers in the form of the Jarvan, in the form of the Xin Zhao. Maybe he opts into something like a Trundle to try and get it into taking away from tankier champions if there's any chance like that, or he goes for something a bit more tankier himself, something like the Sejuani that can have an earlier impact, but it's not going to have more damage to try and carry out the game. Or listen, since it looks like it's like the current flavor for a lot of the junglers.
Yeah, that will be what we have to see. Looking to get started here before long, I want to know if they're going to be able to keep these same bans up that they've been showing the whole way through. Will it continue to be Varus Nash taken off the board here for the side of Clown Gaming now that they know that they can't pick it themselves? It does look like actually cannot tell who is going to be on which side, as it looks like the draft law glitch, so we're going to get ourselves a new draft law before long.
Let's go. Of course. Yeah, that tends to happen, sadly, but we're going to solve that really quick. It's going to be solved really quickly. I want to, so we're going to wait to see, but I feel like Clown taking red side wouldn't be that bad again, because in the previous game they played around the Senna factor, but since there's no more Senna anymore, playing for counterpick for Boyle could be really good, especially with what we saw about giving up the counterpick to PCL just like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you definitely don't want to see PCL getting the opportunity to kind of pop off against you once again. Taking out the Rumble is a big deal. The fact that he can't play that again does certainly make a difference. Will it be enough here on its own? That is what we're going to have to wait and see, because he's been pretty good on some other picks as well. He's had some really solid games on the Gnar. He's had some really solid games on the Jax. Those are both going to be available for him here. He's busted out some Yone, some Renekton, some Darius. There's a lot of different selections he can go for, even with the Aatrox and the Rumble disabled.
Aatrox, Rumble, and potentially the bans that once again coming into the Renekton and the like, probably going to be a difference maker if they're not careful enough with that for PCL. And then for Kachu as well, first game was really good, was really bad. Second game was much better with the Seer now going to have a change up. We may actually get a chance to see the Kachu pool that we've seen previously, like the Silas, the Akali that we hyped up at the start of the series. So that could be a difference maker going into this last draft.
Absolutely. Waiting on this one to get kicked off, at least based on what we're seeing on the stream assets. It looks like it is going to be Maryville blue side, Clown Gaming red side. See if that remains the case once we get this draft law going. But got the remade one now, just waiting on the teams to ready up and to get on into game number 3. Highlight these 80 carries as well now. Going to have Evan RL losing access to the Senna and the Jinx. Senna going to be disabled for both teams, of course. Same category as that Orianna. And then no Varus for Clown Gaming either. So a lot of these kind of meta staples, or at least what we presume to be meta staples right now, not going to be on the table.
Interesting that some of the champions that we're not going to be seeing anymore are going to be so influential in a lot of the current meta, and the way that it's going to be changed around, it's going to be really entertaining. I think that draft should adapt to that as well, because obviously if you're on red side and you're Clown, for example, you cannot give up Barrage or one of the two, because it's going to get picked up immediately by the side of of Maryville. And the same can be said for Maryville with some of the other champions, something like the Rumble. If you feel like it's strong enough and you don't want to give it up, you have to change the ban out. So trying to change those sort of ban dynamics can be really fun as well going into this last game.
Absolutely. Going to be a lot of mind games at play. See who is going to be taking what here in what is going to be their final game of the night, win or lose. Still, I mean, these guys cannot get into draft today. I don't know. Taking a little bit of extra time. But going to be plenty to think about here with the coaches. Wonder how many coaches Maryville B team have access to right now, if any, because I know they're well, their main team played a series earlier today that was pre-recorded and is going to be starting stream shortly. So actually, but they probably have everybody.
Yeah, they more than likely they have their players ready on the side. And they have multiple. I feel like they have to have multiple coaches. Even if one is on the NACL side, the other has to be ready, or the team has to be ready to respond to it in a really effective manner. I don't think Maryville probably lacks in that sort of direction at all. One of the fewer teams.
No. Yeah, and still, I mean, we're just chilling here, at least until these guys can get started. So,
of course,
I don't know. What are you on the lookout for here, TDS? I'm still on the lookout for Camille's support. That's still on my short list. I want to see the Amumu jungle out of Ol Rapid as well. He's been willing to pick it in a lot of different series, and you know what? If we're picking it in the ACL, I want to get to see it on stream at least once. So definitely would be a fun one to get to check out. He's got access to his Wukong as well. Those are the two most played by him throughout the season so far, and we haven't got to see either tonight.
Yeah, because of how some of the matchups have gone, we haven't seen the most exciting or potential champions for Rapid. I want to see what he's going to try and take here. I don't feel like there's anything out of the ordinary that I'm trying to look out for. The Bolívar was banned in the previous game, but like you mentioned before, it was kind of attacked or hit in a way that it kind of takes away from the excitement of seeing the champion once again. So I just don't think that there's anything that makes me want to see at all. Like there's not a lot of champions that I'm excited to see currently.
Yeah, I mean, would always love to see something a little off the wall. The other thing that Clown Gaming has gone for and has drawn a couple of bans on as well has been Rough Beans on the Galio. He has returned the Galio mid at least a little bit where he's gotten the opportunity. Would not mind seeing that one either. And all right, we may have a second bug draft law. Is that the case?
Of course.
Oh, no, never mind. We're just confused about who's on which side. All right, Maryville have to take the blue side link ready up. That may indeed have been what was slowing us down. All right, we're into the draft, baby.
Yeah, the very least we're ready to get in. Should be really soon. Should be now actually. So yeah, finally we're able to get this going in. Level bet staying true in this draft. The bans probably not going to vary a lot. I'm expecting to see the Hui and the Ash still be in the ban list for the side of Maryville, so looks like it's going to be the case.
Yeah, Sparrows, Ash, Hui, very likely going to be the bans here for Clown Gaming. Now Maryville going to take away Belveth from Rapid. They're going to take away the Jinx from Zev. Look to see if they can continue to pinch that pool. Knowing that they can't take the Jinx for themselves, I mean, this is going to be a pattern that you see a lot in Fearless. Hui take it away, and I bet the Varus is going to round things out.
And so far, pretty straightforward bans coming in from both sides. I like the adaptation on the Jinx because we saw how powerful she can be. Even when she's behind, she still can scale really well. And the fact that with the adaptation of taking the static shift for as much as possible does mean that you're going to be able to clear anyway. As long as you're in no threat, you can still find so much farm and be able to play the game normally. Oh,
there's going to be the Annie as the final ban.
That's interesting.
Maryville. I think that's setting up for an Ari first pick. That would be my guess if they want to get Kachu on the Ari. I think he would be plenty equipped to be able to pilot that champion effectively. So now you got to wonder, do you ban away the Varus? Do you ban away the Ari, knowing that Annie's been taken off the board? If you don't, what will your pick into the Ari be? This is what you got to be thinking about if you're Rough Beans and Clown Gaming right now. They're going to keep that Varus ban, so here comes Ari, I suppose.
Yep, first pick. Are you color casting today, Gordo? Pretty straightforward, pretty good prediction, and it's the Ari. And even though the area is still really strong, like you're mentioning, with the Annie ban probably comes the area. I still think that Lissandra is a champion that you can play here that wouldn't be bad against the area and can find a lot of good opportunities to try and move around. But with the Barrels taken away, with the Jinx as well banned away, what sort of answer is it going to go into the bot lane? Are they going to play the Sari here with the Lulu, or do they have other picks down there? The Kalista, could be Kalista Renata.
Could be. It could also. The other thing to note is that it does leave up a lot of high priority junglers. There's that Vi who will be snagged up, and yeah, they do get the chance to have that one. Of course, the Volibear was also something that Maryville banned away in game number 2. That's going to be left up as well. And it looks like Odd Orange is at least hovering it. We'll see if he snaps it up. Is a little bit nerfed on the patch, but I think still plenty viable.
Exactly, even though it was a bit attacked, it's still something that you can try and go for. With the buy here, the Volibear as an answer in the jungle, nothing to be met against, can be flexed, and it was also banned away in the previous game, so now we actually get the chance to see if PCL or the Odd Orange wants to try and take it. And now you leave open for bot lane with Kalista already getting picked here. You can go for something to try and answer against her, maybe something aggressive, or take away from one of her potential bot lane duos. Yeah,
those are both options here. I mean, somebody going to end up pinched in the bot lane department for Maryville one way or the other. They do take the Xayah, so likely going to be facing down a round 2 Rakan ban. I would love to see the Renata come through here for Cryogen. He's a fan of the pick, has played it multiple times this season already, and they have access to some alternative engage already with that Vi. But yeah, they're hovering it, and they're looking like they are ready to lock it on in.
Well, if you want to go for an aggressive bot lane duo, this is probably one of the more aggressive ones you can get. And against something like the Volibear and the Ahri that will try and go into you, the Renata can be marvelous here. As well as, I was going to say the Rakan, because with the Xayah pick, you kind of are setting up for that Rakan, but they probably don't want to give the Lovers duo a chance to be playing this game, so understandable completely. The other ban that can come through could be the Nautilus to try and take away from the engage, just so that there's no multiple choices or multiple ways to try and engage in. And the Renekton could also be a choice. There's a Galio.
Nautilus going to be fearless here, so they don't even need to ban the Nautilus.
Oh, right.
So they can
look to,
yeah, they can look to pinch the pool even further. I would agree. That would be my next down the list for the Xayah as well. So, I mean, I don't know, take away your pick of the engage supports if you'd like, or, I mean, maybe an opportunity to look to pinch out on that top lane pool a little bit. Yeah.
It's one of PCL's best champions, and with Aatrox and Rumble being down, you can go for the Renekton here. And with the way that this draft is going, it's more than likely that it's going to be counterpick for top lane. So even if the Gnar comes through, then you give counterpick for Boil the Oil to find the champion that he really wants to. And I was going to say that was a lot of attention going into the mid lane for Rothpins with the Cassiopeia potential ban, but it's only going to be the Galio and then the set as well. I can see the Asir for the side of Clown here to take away, to just try and play around this, or with the aggressiveness, go Lissandra.
Yeah, I can see that as well for sure. They're definitely going to want to save last pick for Boil the Oil here, knowing that they're up against the Ahri. What do they want to select for Rough Beans? Do they have any of those strong duos with the Vi that they want to default to? Looking at the Vigar, and they're going to lock that one in for Rough Beans.
So I like the Vigar for the event horizon value, but the issue here is that I don't think you win lane. So it's going to be really controlled for catch you in the early stages of the game. You have a lot of value, and then with this Blitzcrank pickup, you're a threat of getting picked off really easily. Man.
I don't know what to tell you. That's a spicy Blitzcrank pick, and the Olaf for PCL.
And the Olaf is great here. There's nothing to stop him from just running into the backline, and there's well, the Veigar does have enough burst damage to maybe take down PCL before he gets into the backline, but are we going to get it?
Oh my, if Boil the Oil is down, oh, this is some dangerous territory.
Okay,
he locked it in. This is unplayable for PCL, by the way. This is some nasty counter picks coming on through from Clown Gaming. And I mean, I love how Clown Gaming have executed on this. I think they are now guaranteed winning top lane. I like the setup in mid between the Vi and the Vigar, as long as you're able to stay safe up against Kachu. And they've got one of the tried and true aggressive bot lanes of the era, the Kalista Renata, up against this Xayah Blitzcrank. So, I mean, as long as you're able to dodge out on those Blitzcrank hooks, maybe Getback's got a secret Blitzcrank he's been cooking. But other than that, I mean, I'm on the lookout for Kachu to try to carry this game for Maryville, and if he doesn't, I am Clown Gaming all the way.
Yeah, it's a lot on Kachu getting the early moves with the Ahri, pushing the wave, moving around, setting up with the jungle, and trying to get PCL really far ahead, because the game with PCL ahead is really, really easy. That being said, the Trundle, and we saw this by first-hand experience, we saw how Trundle destroyed, dismantled, completely made the life of the Olaf a living hell. So if it goes like that, the game can become so difficult for Maryville and for PCL, because it was one of their main ways to try and get the backline. It's having that invulnerability onto the Olaf, reaching the backline just by passing every beat of CC and then killing someone. But with the Trundle, it's just really easy to kill you.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, this is the kind of nightmare matchup where it's like you look at it and you're like starting to really consider, like, hey, Odd Orange, you think you could play Olaf jungle and give me that Volibear? Like, just get me out of this matchup, man, please. We didn't think he played this, so we weren't ready.
Exactly.
But now gonna have to face it down. I can see in the incline draft they've locked in Olaf for PCL, they've locked in Volibear for Odd Orange, so Odd Orange just said no. I mean, I'm sure it was asked, but clearly not gonna be obliged.
They can try it, but I don't remember the last time I saw an Olaf in the jungle, so
oh yeah, no, it's not something you want to play either, but
yeah, like, can you actually remember the last time we saw an Olaf in the jungle?
I'm sure it was Blabber playing it. Yeah, I don't know, like that era, like,
yeah, but it has to be that one. It's actually the one that I'm remembering as well, but like, it's been long, and I don't think anyone wants to see it anymore. So yeah, it's going to be the matchup that has been hinted at, or not hinted, but has been really destructive for the Trundle. The rest of the map, though, looks really comfortable. Another thing that we have to see is how Getback plays this Blitzcrank, because you know how a great Blitzcrank player just sets up the hooks perfectly time and time around. And apart from maybe the buy and the Trundle, the other three targets are complete kills. So if you're able to get your hook going, that can be so easy to set up picks, to set up control, to just allow the game to be snowballed by yourself, by the team, I mean.
I did look. Tomio played a game of Jungle Olaf last year. Okay. That's the most recent one I could really find. That in a major league, and not like in a tier 2 league. I guess that wasn't even a major league. That was also a tier 2 league. So only tier 2 leagues. Peanut, I think, played a game of it last year as well. But there's definitely not a lot of Olaf jungle going on these days, and definitely not going to be one in this game. Instead, it is going to be in the top lane, facing off its old nemesis Trundle. And I mean, the question is going to be, how can Maryville look to make up for that on the rest of the map? Because yeah, it's going to be really tough in these side lanes for PCL.
Yeah, and once again, like, and you mentioned it, Gordo, it's on Kachu in my eyes. Not necessarily that Kachu has to salvage that lane and just go there and completely ignore his, but putting more resources into the top lane to try and make PCL's life easier. Because we've seen how this matchup from level 1 pretty much, it's really difficult to play around. So you want as Kachu, because you're facing the Vigar, you have the space to just push wave, move around, push wave, move around, and rinse and repeat as much as possible. Because the Vigar is not going to really follow you up if you're able to push the wave. And also, even though the Vi can kind of contest into the ganking power of the Volibear, if you have the numbers advantage early on, it can be a difference maker, because Vigar is also not the best early game champion. Like, he has damage, don't get me wrong, I've played the champion countless times, I think he's great for certain skirmishes, but it's not his desirable playstyle, because he does want to get that sacking going, that first item going as soon as possible.
Yeah, we'll take a little bit until he's going to be able to fully come online, and we're going to have to see if Rough Beans gets that time to scale up, because we know that Kachu's the kind of player that's going to try to take the fight to you, and the combination between the Volibear and the Ahri can be so effective at these early ganks if either one of them has access to the flash to be able to set up for the other. With a little bit left time before we load on in, do want to take a chance to shout out our sponsor, Pro Comps. Shout out to Pro Comps, as they are our sponsor and a game changer app for League of Legends community. It isn't just like the other tools, it's your personal draft coach, perfect for both teams and solo players. In fact, you can pair it with other apps that you use. ProComp stands out with features like custom champion pools, personalized tier lists, and live draft advice. They offer real-time champ pick and ban recommendations. They already have over 200,000 downloads and thousands of daily users just like you. ProComps is user-free and totally friendly, or user-friendly and totally free, but mix and match those words as you choose. it's a no-brainer to at least give it a go. Download Pro Comps now, and you will experience a whole new level of drafting power in your league games. Go to procomps.gg, download it from Overwolf, or click on the panel located below our stream.
Exactly. Great app, great sponsor, and always have a great time with it. So do yourselves a favor and do it as soon as possible, as we also are getting as soon as possible into this game and trying to see who can put themselves ahead of each other going into this game 3, because once again we need to remember, could decide who the #1 seed going into playoffs is. These are the 2 unbeaten teams of group Piltover. They have advantage over pretty much every other team apart from maybe Chaotic Solar, because actually Clown has, because they did get the head-to-head. So this is an important matchup for Clown. If they win this, they pretty much secure first.
Absolutely. And shout out to Risen Esports coming in with the raid. Welcome, everybody. You got here just in time. We've got a banger game number 3 to top the Piltover group between Maryville University B team and Clown Gaming. And we are on to the Rift to get things started. Maryville back on the blue, Clown Gaming on the red. Let's see who's going to be able to take this series and top the group.
And there's the level 1, the one that you always see with the Blades Crank, going with everyone on the team towards the top lane. Can they accomplish? Boyle is by himself. Okay, he has to run away.
Yeah, you got to book it out of here, man. The only way that you sacrifice the massive advantage that you've achieved for yourself in draft is to be irresponsible in this early game. Get yourself Blitz Hook, get yourself Volibear ganked. Don't let those come through, and you should be peachy clean in that top lane matchup. Going in for that lethal tempo to keep building up the attack speed as you just wail away on this Olaf and make PCL miserable.
And at the start of the game, it's going to be pretty straightforward here. So I just think that the way that it's starting can be scary for PCL. He does have the extra summoner to try and escape from Boil the Oil, but this also does mean that if the level 1 goes horribly wrong for PCL, then he has no way to try and come back here.
Yeah, does definitely mean that. Both going to be chilling up in the top lane, and a little bit of a camp out here from Zev and Cryogen. Maybe going to look to see if they can snag somebody with an early handshake, get a little bit of a nice trade going for that Kalista Renata lane, as we do expect them to be trying to play aggressively and take the fight to get back in Evan down here. Get back coming in for the face check. Ooh, doesn't get hit by the Q. Comes up with a hook, gets it onto Zev. I mean, that's about as good of a level 1 result as you could hope for as the Maryville bot lane. And you know what? You still end up down on health.
And that was a bit by mistake, funnily enough, because they wanted Cryogen. Seb just gets in the way. They get the initial hook, but Cryogen is doing a good job at trying to poke as much as possible damage onto the bot lane. And I like the aggressiveness here. Yes, the hook is scary, but you want to get this going as soon as possible, because this can be the difference maker for some ganks, for a potential dive as well. And mid lane is going pretty much how we expected.
Yeah, level 2 hit very early by Kachu there. He's keeping Rough Beans at level 1, just ticked over himself as the wave crashes in. And, you know, that makes it tough to stack. That makes it tough to farm. All in all, just a tough position for the little Vigar. It's only going to get worse for the first few levels, but will eventually be able to be a little bit more successful in the later game.
Yep, as long as they are able to play it off like that, it should be pretty comfortable. And we see the initial trading by Boil the Oil there. Oh,
PCL popping the ghost, trying to take the fight. Actually, first blood coming through for PCL. He fights his way through it, uses the tough it out, and oh no, Boil the Oil. You cannot let that happen, my dude.
Yeah, this should be a winning matchup for Boil the Oil. We saw the perfect example of this, how they got completely destroyed, and now PCL not only has the advantage in terms of the initial kill, but pretty much just making it so that now the attention doesn't need to go up there.
PCL coming alive here. Again, he has the TP, PCL doesn't, so Boil the Oil going to be able to at least crash in this wave, cost him a couple of minions, go in, get some vision on where Odd Orange is, but yeah, definitely going to be slapping his head against the desk after that one. Cannot be too happy with how that level 1 went. Level 2, level 3, whatever you want to call it. Either way, not getting the result you want as Cryogen gets hooked back in. Gonna get hit by the power. There's the chain on through, and he's gonna bail himself out, but he should be going down here. They're not gonna be able to get the burst in time. And that's another lane dominant pick from Clown Gaming, giving up a kill in the laning phase.
Yeah, and it's a mistake coming in from Cryogen and Seb as well. Cryogen for getting hooked in that situation, knowing that what could come through there and still not respecting it. And then Seb actually going first for, oh no.
No way. PCL coming up with it again here. Boil the oil in too weak of a position, down a whole longsword. Now Rapid getting caught out in the bottom river. This is a complete collapse from the Clown Gaming we've gotten to see so far this series, TDS. Just not working out the way they planned it all in this early game.
This is 100% doomed for Clown Gaming, or at the very least in the top lane, because that should never happen. 2 kills in that position, really good kills for PCL, and now the lane that was supposed to completely demolish the Olaf is completely behind. And now there's nothing that he can do, at the very least at this point in the game.
If you've never seen Trundle Olaf, I promise you it's not like this. This is not right. This is not normal gaming. This is something else. I don't know what to call it. But it's gonna be a little while. I mean, eventually Boil the Oil will hit level 6. He will have access to the Subjugate, and surely at that point the matchup, you know, you can't be solo killing him on the Olaf anymore. But I mean, PCL's got 2 kills. He's got an extra influx of gold. He's keeping up in CS. I think mission accomplished for the early laning phase on this Olaf.
Yeah, and by himself, this should have been something that was accomplished with the team, but by himself, he's doing an amazing job. Rapid maybe dead here. Yeah,
Rapid gonna have to flash away. The hook gonna come and find him though. Get back's got the Blitzcrank in his pocket. Oh, flash over the wall. Odd Orange does not want to let his prey go, and he'll finish him off, storing him for winter. Another kill over to the bear.
He follows his prey, he gets an extra grub, and he's going to collect the remaining ones. Everything is just going Maryville's way this early game, and there doesn't seem to be an answer for the side of Clown Gaming. Like, they're waiting to find something in their favor, but simply not finding it at all.
Not at all. That is going to be the Grobes picked up pretty cleanly there by Odd Orange. No contest on the bot side for the Dragon to try to equalize. A fight breaking out of the bottom lane. Nice handshake onto Evan. Our Fist out of Get Back will buy the space that they need. Nobody going to go down, but good trade of damage comes out of Evan Cryogen.
Yeah, the very least trying to equal out some really effective things here. They blow the Ghost from Evan, and they also blow the Flash, so you can try and play it as effectively down here as possible, with the buy staying close as well to the bot lane.
Level 6 achieved here. Surely Boil the Oil can win this now. He's popped the Subjugated. Yeah, he's just smacking away at the Olaf now. Maybe a little too aggressive from PCL. He's forced to blow the Ghost, try to get himself some distance away. Cryogen bailing about that once again. He does get saved this time by the bailout. Zev going to be able to get that execute down and a Get Back and get this bot lane back on track.
Yeah, finally, really good play there. They get the revive onto Cryogen, and they salvage the play in the bot lane. And also, we saw a bit of what should happen up there in the top lane, with PCL taking much more of a beating early on. Oh, that is really good pullback there.
Nice handshake, though, gets him outside of the Stormbringer, and now Evan RL just caught on the wrong side of dodge. He's going to get rended down here before too long. Zev gets a solo kill.
Yeah, it's not even the rend, because they actually just the stacks get blown up with the ultimate from the with the Saya, so able to survive that, but she ends up dying anyway. And now we are beginning to see the turnaround from Clown Gaming. 2 kills down here in the bot lane. Seth finding a lot of value mid lane as well. Droppings is doing pretty fine by himself, so nothing out of the ordinary. Do they want to try and go for more?
At least gonna get some of that poke damage through. I mean, you got to get the W proc while you got the chance before you go in for the reset. I do think Zev is gonna want to cash out on these kills, though. Look to spend some of this money and again find their way back into the winning bot lane that they drafted for. They definitely wanted to have a big gold lead by this point. Not quite as big as they would have liked it to be, but coming on off this reset, they're gonna be able to grab a pickaxe for Zev. They're gonna be able to come back in the lane. Having previously developed a CS lead, they've gotten to spend more gold than Evan RL has. That should give them the advantage in those 2-on-2 fights.
They have the advantage in the 2v2, plus in the 3v3, I think they probably will be able to outplay them as well. The main issue still remains to be that top side with the difference in gold in favor of PCL. But right now, it doesn't look like PCL, or at the very least, Boyle is that scared of PCL with ultimate up.
Yeah, now that Boyle's got the ultimate up. A hook coming on through once again. Odd Orange and Rapid brawling in the river, or in the jungle rather, and
He has no flash.
Kachu, he's going to be able to clean that one up. No chance of following that roam from Rough Beans, and now Cryogen and Zev are in an unenviable position getting dove. Zev trying to flash away, the bailout going to come on through. The turret is back online, and Zev is trying to turn around the play. He gets himself bailed out. He gets the second kill onto Evan, dodging out on the hooks, and Cryogen and Zev outplay the 4 versus 2 dive. They come up with 2. Kachu going to try to clean up Cryogen. He will at the very least be able to make it a 2 for 1.
It's a 2 for 1, but it's still so much more value for the side of Clown Gaming. 2 kills for Seth. He doesn't die. He collects the extra farm down there in the bot side. And importantly, while everything is happening, Robbins is not there. He's just farming. He's just having the time of his life doing Baker things. This is completely fine for the Baker. And as long as he can keep rinsing this sort of formula, it's going to work out for them. But I want to credit Seth so much in that how he played the dive. Because he didn't go immediately for the rest of the members. He will go only for the Bolivar, knowing that he's the lowest member and he also has the reset. They also used everything to try and get to Cryogen, so Seb can try and get the reset as quickly as possible with the kill onto the Bolivar, and then it's easy to move onto Evan. So well played by the AD carry from Clown Gaming.
Really good stuff there from that bot lane. Rapid going to be able to secure his own red buff, getting chased down by Odd Orange. Will he be able to get the Q up the wall? From the little loop there, is he just needs to make sure that this Q creates distance. It doesn't have to be over terrain. It just has to be not right into the Volibear, not moving you anywhere at all. As Boil the Oil is stabilized in this top lane, that's not the word you want to use to describe your Trundle in the Olaf matchup, but at the very least is building himself up a little bit of a CS lead and is comfortable in this one-on-one.
He's doing pretty good by himself. He's doing, at the very least, surviving for as long as possible, because with the early deaths, that shouldn't be the way that this matchup is playing. He also has been able to try and thread PCL a bit in some of the trades when we have Pen topside, especially with ultimate. Oh, Zeb, no.
Ooh, that was illegitimate. I'm upset at that if I'm Zev. That did not look like it connected, but the lollipop will find its way onto the Callista, and that is a big shutdown for Evan RL.
We don't argue about the hooks connecting. We argue about dying after that, and Zeb now throwing away his shutdown just like that with the hook. And I feel like even if that shouldn't connect onto you, you have to respect it much more. And now Cryogen, same for him. He's going to die once again. Yeah, they just threw their date a bit.
Okay, well, the ultimate coming through from Boil the Oil. He's trying to brawl up against this. Olaf will be able to get himself the shutdown as soon as PCL goes on a killing spree. You don't want that if you're the Olaf, but it will give Odd Orange some time to continue to cash out on these turret plates, and it will continue to build up the Maryville gold lead to being about 3K.
Yeah, he still gets free time down here, up here in the top lane, gets some extra plates for himself, and you still get the 1-for-1 plus the kills in the bot lane. It's just everything working out much better for you. That's why the gold lead is still so much more in favor of the side of Maryville. And just like how it was closer to being back in favor of Clown, they just kind of make it go their way once again as Maryville. Really good plays, really nice execution that they get there, and now it's to just wait and see how the side of Clown is going to try and answer. They get the dragon, but it's going to be not the best of souls.
Absolutely. Trade back and forth here. There's going to be the hook coming on out. Connects on to Zev again. Going to pull on in with the Fate's Call, trying to take this fight in the 2-on-2, but Odd Orange about to make it unfair. Zev trying to get himself some distance. Cryogen not nearly as mobile, although here comes Rapid for the turnaround. Hostile takeover. Going to connect. Odd Orange getting chased down by this Callista, and Zev rends him down. Now with Rapid helping out on the chase. Going to find another, but getting pulled underneath the turret will go down, and one more turret shot does manage to buy the space, and Zev is not stopping. Zev chases down another before going down to Kachu.
Zev really loves getting his kills there, able to follow up down into the turret and able to get the damage at the end. Really well played there by the AD carry coming in from Clown Gaming. Once again, doing such a good job, and the answer onto the 3v3 is so good. When he's not catched by himself and he has the support around, Zev can really just completely outplay the fight because he has really good positioning after that.
Huge here for the side of Maryville to at least be able to get some more gold into Kachu. And we called it out in the pre-game TDS. Not all the lanes have gone the way that we expected, but it was going to be all about Kachu, and I still think that is the case here. He's 3-0 on this Ahri, so well equipped to be able to be the big difference maker in these fights. Rapid and Odd Orange find each other, and Rapid feels like he's going to get the collapse first. He wants to take these fights. Now here's going to be Get Back, hooking him back over the wall, buying some extra time for Odd Orange. The bailout going to arrive from Cryogen, but it's not going to be enough time. They might end up cleaning up kills at the end of this, but the flash out from Evan RL means no, they will not.
Ends up having to flash in that position. The Vigor is still doing a really... Oh, Ruppins.
Oh, another nice hook out of Get Back. Get Back's Blitzcrank kind of clean, TDS. I'm not going to lie. He's doing such a good job on this pick, connecting so many of these hooks. You know, making a good name for mid laners, forced into support and locking in Blitzcrank everywhere.
It turns out mid laners are good. And they can play in support position as well. And it's delivering so far for the side of Maryville B. Now they need to keep on getting making use of these advantages because they have the value, don't get me wrong, but I kind of want to see more out of them because they haven't collected some of the objectives that they could have, like the dragons at some point, or the herald now that they have more control to move around. So they have to try and make it so that you have more value for Evan after the picks happen.
Definitely. Grouping around now. This bottom side. Zev and Cryogen gonna maybe have to withstand another dive, and now the recall comes through from Odd Orange, deciding not to try his luck there a second time, but eyes on Kachu. Guy's gotten a couple more kills since the last time he recalled. Not gonna be able to get a full item, but gets another Codex. They're gonna be coming back out here in about 90 seconds to go on Dragon at number 3. You've got to stop the stacking from Clown Gaming that they've been able to secure.
Oh no, Rapid
getting found. I mean, this is one way of stopping the stacking, although Rapid will be back up in time, trying to get his way out. Uses the cease and desist, another jump away, and Cryogen's going to be there with the backup, actually. Is Rapid going to get out of this? I mean, the cutoff here is substantial, though. Kachu TPing into the fray, going to be able to find himself one, and how many else going to come with it? Zev does get himself the bailout, still taking the fight. No way is Zev going to do this again. Wants to take out Get Back, but does not account for the mana shield, and that's going to mean Get Back survives and Maryville claims the rest of the kills.
Okay, that was closer than it should have been. Zev actually getting the kill on Evan should have been illegal, but they are able to find some salvaging play there with Zev getting the kill, and in the process, as long as they are able to come back for this dragon, the stacking can keep on going. I don't know why we keep panning top lane. There's nothing interesting up there anymore. Okay, Baker is up there.
All right, Vigar about to make it interesting. There we go. We'll make a flyer out of you yet, TDS, but no, it does nothing. Instead, gonna be a tower, first tower actually, going over towards Maryville, and that gold isolated to Kachu. You guessed it, 6-0-1 on this Ahri solo first turret gold as well, getting the Horizon focus. It is a Kachu carry game.
It really looking like that, and we have to. Sometimes you have to depend on Kachu, but it's going to be really good.
Ooh, Rapid trying to make sure to secure this. Rift Herald will be able to get it. This little infusion of gold there for the squad, and we'll see if they're going to be able to use to grab some structures.
Not again,
base checking though, and it gets spotted here by Odd Orange. Flashes away, dodges out on the hook, and you know what? That's step 1, 2, and 3 all done. Cryogen's out of there.
That could have been much worse for Cryogen there, but at the very least he survives. He still has no flash anymore, and there's no fates calling, so it's gonna be a bit difficult for Cryogen to keep himself alive. But apart from that, everything is looking much better this time around.
I did not realize just how hard Rough Beans was indexing into the scaling game plan, by the way, going at Shirelia's first. So his damage is lacking. It is not there yet. Gonna go into the Archangel second, probably Rabadon's third, and until that Rabadon's comes through, it's gonna be tough. Zev gets hooked in again, will get bailed out, but gets melted down way too fast. Evan gonna be able to claim that kill, and Zev off the map yet again.
Yeah, not gonna lie, we're talking about Kachu, but again, he's actually putting out a performance that is fair of a carry. Oh, PCL. It is actually finally going to happen.
He sees the chance for the kill, but the Olaf's too fast with the ghost. PCL, it'll cost him both his summoners, but he will get out of here in time. Rapid's in the area as well. Not looking like he's going to find anything. And I mean, this is a lot of resources to put top lane while you've got Kachu with 6 grubs pushing in your bottom lane.
They really wanted that kill coming through, and Rapid able to escape there out of that position. So nothing wrong with how it was kind of going there, but once again, not going to find the most value after that point.
Odd Orange looking for a little collapse here on a Rapid. There's those Q nerfs coming on through. not going to be able to find his way on through in time, and will be able to escape.
They really, really want this.
Yeah. Nope. Too quick, especially with that enhanced recall off of the Rift Herald.
So they were trying to stay up there for as much as possible, PCL back so they get the turret. And the game is just, like, it feels like there's chances for both sides, but the goal doesn't really show that because it's ahead for Clown Gaming. But at the same time, I don't think, it doesn't feel like Clown are that behind. It's just that the game has moved past them, weirdly enough.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of at the dip, right? They had a peak right at the start with the Trundle counter pick and with the Callista. One of those didn't pay off. The other one did. And now they're kind of in this mid-game dip, and they need to just wait for Rough Beans to scale. They need to get into Vygar time. Oh, nice little play getting set up by Rapid here. This will be a good injection in towards the Vygar, but not going to be successful, and now getting collapsed on. Going to get outnumbered here before too long, too. Rough Beans just has to give up on his jungler, maybe throw down one more Event Horizon to buy the space.
No,
Flapped in from Get Back. He does the hook flash combo in the wrong order, making a bad name for mid laners. Roll swap to support now as the collapse is coming on through from Clown Gaming, throwing on in Cryogen, going for the hostile takeover across the entire team. Massive shutdown gold on a Rough Beans. Rift Herald's getting involved as well. Clown Gaming dump it all into the bottom lane and get themselves a 2 for 0, and they're not done yet. Boil the oil leading the charge. The 3-man knockup. Are you kidding me? I've never seen a Rift Herald so useful in a team fight, but it's not going to be enough.
That was so fun to see, but it's not going to work out like maybe Boy Leo wanted it to. Although Beggar is on the side, he actually can get this.
Oh my god, they're all trapped to the Event Horizon. The complete collapse from Clown Gaming and the complete collapse from Maryville. Clown Gaming catapult themselves back into the lead, inject a ton of gold into their Vygar, claim 2 towers and the entire fight.
That's 100% on Rapid baiting them and Rough Beans with the Event Horizon. That honestly, we don't know if it actually was planned to get back to do what he did, but it worked out marvelously. Puts them in a spot where they are already committed to the play. And then when the re-engage happens, it's so much better to play around for the side of Clown Gaming because they have the numbers coming down. They already blew up some ultimates coming in from Maryville, so they are able to answer back so well. And then the re-engage by 7 Cryogen is just a beauty to see. Also, the Rift Herald was great as well.
Yeah, this is a game of League of Legends right here, baby. Yeah. We're at 29 kills, 21 minutes in, and we are not slowing it down. The gold lead coming back over to Clown Gaming.
Baron is
got this Vygar to fall back on now with the Rabadon's death cap completed. Going to be a whole bunch stronger than they were previously. About this. Starting up that Baron. Hook over the wall. Cryo gets around. He flashes back away. And he will be able to stay standing. And now he knows they're doing the Baron. Get back, giving up the ghost a little bit there. Does get the flash, though.
So I guess mission accomplished, but I don't think that's how it should work out. I thought it was Rapid that... Oh, wait.
Handshake connect Kachu, and they're going to dump everything. There's going to be the bailout. Kachu is down. Zev finishes off the kill, but Rapid is going to go down in trade, and they weren't able to finish off the tower, so that is going to stop the play. It's a 4-on-4, but the siege is coming in from Clown Gaming.
If they still want to follow up on this, they have the numbers, they have the Vygar, Event Horizon to try and stop any sort of attempt at pulling out of a play, and they can actually get 2 turrets here for the price of 1 after killing Kachu.
Yeah, absolutely. That turret threat starting to get big, and I mean, that's more and more gold into the pocket of the Vygar. See, he's going to have that Archangel stun soon. He went for the Rabadon second. He is so strong now.
How many stacks does he have, actually?
Take a look. Get a little click in here.
Let's see.
Check Vygar stacks as soon as we are able, but gotta be a lot of AP at this point.
285, yep.
829 AP, and not too bad if I do say so myself, although the Baron has been started up again. Rapid in the area once again. Maryville going to try to flip this. Here comes Get Back, gonna get hand shook away, channeling that ultimate, gonna come out over the wall, not gonna be able to secure it. It goes over towards Odd Orange, but they're gonna lose Get Back. Bailout not gonna be enough though. Rapid goes down on the other side. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but that Baron buff is going to be worn by 4 members of Maryville. They make the gutsy call, and they come out with the cash out.
They really like to go for the Baron buff this game. They forced it 2 times. The first one didn't work out that well. This time around, they are able to get it, and now they are looking aggressively in somewhere else. With that being said, the dragon is left open. More than likely, the side of Clown will collect it and then try and answer back onto the top lane play as Boyle fighting Orange by himself.
TP up to the top lane from Rough Beans just to make sure they aren't going to get cheesed for this whole tower. That Boil the Oil's not going to be under too much threat. Now one dragon away from being able to get themselves the Hextech Soul, or the Chemtech Soul rather. That will definitely be a big difference maker here for Clown if they are able to secure it. I would say that Clown are in control right now. I mean, the gold lead neck and neck. The game could definitely go either way, but with your Vigar now fully online, and with yourself one dragon away from the soul, feel pretty comfortable in the long game, but you do have to withstand this Baron and not allow Maryville to build up too big of a lead off of it.
It's mainly on how they play off this Baron buff. If the Baron doesn't break the base, then it's really worth for the side of Clown Gaming, because they have been able to found a lot. Oh, again?
It's going to be fight breaking out. They're going to get themselves on towards Odd Orange. He's going to get sectioned off by the pillar, and that's another shutdown for Rough Beans.
Yeah, instantaneous kill. Now one Baron buff off the map. That means that maybe they cannot find anything else. There's no Baron buff, guys. You don't need to go up. But even with that Baron buff down now, the fact that they can try and stop the push, they don't lose anything meaningful, means that the Baron buff play from Maryville is not going to be worth it. They are not going to find the value that they were probably looking for. And now the spot in where Clown Gaming is much, much better. Rapid.
Over the wall comes PCL chasing down with the undertows. Rapid trying to dance his way out of here, but Ghost is going to be popped. Olaf wants this fight. Boil the Oil trying to slow down with the pillar, but it just doesn't matter. He's going to run him down with the Ragnarok.
Pretty sure Boyle canceled Rapid skews there.
Oh, no.
He actually made it so that he couldn't escape from PCL.
If he did, that's a disaster. Boil the Oil reported.
Oh, painful. Oh, Boyle, no.
Oh, okay. Now Boil the Oil's really reported. Okay, he's got to flash out.
Able to flash out. At the very least, he doesn't die, but yeah, really unlucky situation in that place. Luckily, because there was no real objective or anything like that, they don't lose anything meaningful. But you want to try and stop any other plays like that from happening anymore, really.
Yeah, you got to shake that one off. You maybe work out your revenge in a little duo queue game later if you're Rapid, you know, fake like you're ganking, then walk away, bait him in for a death or something.
Laugh at him.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to. You gotta just let those slide right off when you're in game 3 of your ACL match. This is the time to clutch up and try to close out this series up against Maryville. By far the favorite to be able to take first in this group. Coming in based on seeding, Clown Gaming looking to upset those odds. See if they can take themselves what could be a perfect regular season with them winning the cross group as well. A lot on the line in this game. They would be thrilled to secure first seed in Piltover. And they are close to being able to do it here as they have waited out the Baron successfully and not too much else going to come through for Maryville.
Well, the blue up is taking a lot of time to actually get down
We're
here.
just not going to talk about Boyle's shenanigans anymore. I'm done.
He's truly playing the troll.
No, you're right. You're right. We didn't think about it. He's role-playing. We hadn't considered that.
He's trying his hardest in that position, but just a trade of turrets because Catch also gets the one in the bot lane, and we're just waiting for the next dragon. Nothing out of the ordinary. This feels like the first game where there was a lot of action, but at the same time, nobody wanted to make the mistake.
Absolutely here. Everybody going to be chill for the time being, and I don't blame Clown Gaming for that. Their Vigar is getting bigger and bigger all the time, and they have got themselves a Dragon Soul on the market in about a minute. They are going to find an Event Horizon capturing. Oh, flash and hook attempt. How to get back. Will not connect. It's Rough Beans actually flashed away from it.
Yeah, but that's a good flash to blow away. The Vigar is one of your priority targets this game. And as long as you're able to take out his flash, your flash is totally not going to be the same value comparatively. So really nice play by the get back there. And we have to wait and see if that's going to end up mattering in the context of the game for Rough Beans.
Yeah, waiting for that Verdant Barrier Shield to come back up. That's pretty critical when you're up against this Blitzcrank in these kind of poke war scenarios. There's not a lot of other ways for Maryville to be able to pop that off. Maybe the double daggers out of Evan RL. Something to be on the lookout for. Burden Barrier about to be back up one way or the other. Positioning over the Dragon, going to be advantage towards Maryville, though. They have control over the river.
Going to be much better for them to try and control the Dragon Pit. 10 seconds for the Dragon. So this should be really fine for them. But it also looks like maybe the Clown Gaming wants to try and play around the fact that they have control of the wave. So trying to push into the base.
Yeah, definitely at least going to be able to secure that for themselves as the wave crashes in towards the inhibitor, and now they are looking to have this standoff, being able to push off the opposing squad. They have access to the speed shrine as well, and look on the flank, Rapid waiting behind the Dragon.
They have both junglers on the side trying to wait. Now Rapid joins the rest of the team, so it's not going to be the play that we were kind of expecting coming from Rapid, but Orange has an angle pretty similar there.
Yeah, coming in, going to be getting the stun onto Zev. Zev going to be able to stay alive. Hook comes through, but it's only onto Rapid. Now everybody all bunched up. Hostile takeover lands on a multiple. Rapid going to be the first one to drop, and the damage from Kachu is just too much. He's taken out Zev. He takes out Cryogen, and now it's only Rough Beans left standing. And Maryville, they just take the back to front way too strong. They are able to come up with it huge. 4-for-0. Kachu popping off in the fight.
Well, they find the much better angles, and here, Boyle trying to clear the wave so that they cannot end the game at this point. He probably will die, but at the very least, this probably means that it's going to take them longer to finish the game out. It's going to be Baron buff, though, after this Dragon, after this push.
Yeah, forcing their way through mid. Boil the Oil still keeping up his threat. He is dodging out on these hooks. He actually is clutching up where it matters. They will probably lose this mid lane inhibitor, but you're right, TDS. They can't end the game. Boil the Oil, too much of a menace. But what a disastrous fight there for Clown Gaming, and what a
100%.
Great fight from Kachu. Boyle's not done yet. He's going to be able to take on both of these guys. Kachu coming up to make it unfair. Will he be able to finish off Odd Orange in time? I don't think so. That Sky Splitter shield looking a bit too much, but no! Boyle takes him down, catching PCL in the jungle. Wait a second. Maryville University getting caught with their hands in the cookie jar are potentially going to give up 3 kills. Boyle, why did you stop? Why did you stop? You had him.
The one are you afraid of there by Kachu, by the way? A charm, you can get the kill really easily there, but it's going to be Baron buff for the side of Clown Gaming, so the game is not going to be completely doomed after the Dragon fight. They get this Dragon, they actually can push to win.
I mean, yeah, you say it's not completely doomed, but it depends whose perspective you're talking about, because this is split push Trundle, and he is hammering through these turrets. There's going to be the respawn coming on through from Odd Orange in just about 2 seconds, so they are going to have the full 4 members strong to defend up against this push. They're going to claim the top side inhibitor, and now they've got to start thinking about their own mid lane waves, so they will recall.
They will recall, they will try and run away. They have to answer to the super minions in the mid lane as well. But this game, we thought it may be over. It's not over at all. It's so close for both of these teams. They have chances, but important for Clown Gaming to not replicate the previous team fight. For Maryville, they want to try and find it as well. Evan had a great ultimate into Kachu, just finding the backline and killing everyone. This time around, though, for Clown, they have to be much smarter in how they approach this fight, because the difference can be if they get accumulated together, then it's really easy for a Featherstorm, for the Ari, or for the Olaf to find multiple targets just clumped together.
Now, we return to a slight period of peace. 200 gold separates these two teams at 32.5 minutes. With so much PCL to play for. Pillar going to slow up PCL. He has access to the Ragnarok. Yeah, he doesn't want to pop it, and he's going to go down here. No chance of turning it back around. Boil the Oil. Unsung all game long, suddenly on a killing spree. And he might just be the X factor that turns this game around for Clown Gaming.
Yeah, maybe we read wrongly the Trundle pick. It's not an early game pick. It's actually a late game pick. It's for this moment, actually. It was never about lane.
You're right. You're completely right here. TDS is marching in with the Baron buff. I mean, this is Trundle. He's just going to tear through these structures. Kachu in top lane, in no man's land. No chance of being able to stop this push. They're going to be able to get the 3rd inhibitor turret here. Rapid going to be able to take that one down. Ultimate forced out of Odd Orange. 5 versus 4. Clown Gaming pushing on the end. They will need to take one more fight. Kachu dashes in, misses the charm, and now is without Spirit Rush. Will Clown Gaming let up? PCL back and alive. And Clown Gaming, this is a great opportunity if you can seize it. Note that PCL still has the Ragnarok. He's stepping up aggressively. Get Back has the flash. He could go for a huge play. But instead, it will just be Clown Gaming backing away, layering down their vision. They say, we'll see you at the next dragon.
Well, they have quite a bit of gold that they want to try and get after the push that they had just now. So they probably want to collect this and go for the dragon. 40-second spawn timer. It's going to be more than likely the last fight if Maryville wants to fight this. Because there is a chance that Maryville doesn't want to fight this dragon. But with 3 inhibitors down, the pressure from the super minions is going to be real.
Oh yeah, so hard to try to push your way out of the base with 3 inhibs down. Double super minion waves, taking even the likes of PCL forever to actually be able to clear through. That means Clown Gaming full force on towards the dragon. They should be able to secure this one.
Oh, PCL may be dead here.
Oh, the oil sees PCL, going to slow him up, going to look to chase him down. Ragnarok and Ghost blown. Boy, the oil flashes in afterwards.
He really
wants to be able to finish this kill off. PCL a little too slippery, buying the space. But now Clown Gaming regrouping, wearing Soul, ready to move in towards the base.
Oil really wanted revenge. That was out of spite right there, wanting to get back onto what happened all game long. Cryogen.
Look over the wall. Cryogen flashes back out.
Insta flash.
Blown.
Yeah, Kalista was bot side, so there was no hope for him to actually get pulled back by the Kalista. So a smart flash there. PCL.
Oh, hook lands. It goes on a Rough Beans' Banshee's shield. Verdant Barrier paying off. That's why you built the item. And now they are pinned in between their Nexus turrets. Super minions already working their way onto these structures. The bottom one going to half HP as the fight looking to break out. Damage comes through. Flash away from Rough Beans. Not sure that was going to connect, but I've seen more questionable ones come through on today's stream. And neither team willing to pull the trigger yet. The game could be on a knife's edge here. Rough Beans still looking for these event horizons. Not going to be able to find it. Handshake goes wide. Shots raining through from both sides, but neither team willing to engage. Oh, there's going to be the stun coming on through from Event Horizon. They're going to blow everything out of Get Back. Starting to reset across the fight. Rough Beans gets the first kill. Now Odd Orange is down. He gets rended asunder by Zev. And there's going to be only 3 members left to defend. Boil the Oil tanking up the turrets for as long as he can. Kachu, it's all in his hands, trying to turn the game back around. There's going to be the full blow on towards Kachu. He takes a big chunk, but that's going to be the Vigar ultimate down. Still 5 members strong. Clown Gaming will not slow down. Teleport back in for Boil the Oil. He's going to be at full HP. The dive in from Evan RL. He needs the resets across, but he will go down. Shut down, picked up by Zev. Zev dancing through the rest of the team fight. Close it out with the triple kill. And Clown Gaming will top the Piltover group.
They will do so in such a competitive fashion until the last second. There was fight in Maryville, and there were moments when we thought it was over for Clown, but such a good turnaround game, really well played, finding so much value, and huge props to the members that kept it together. In my eyes, Robins, Seb, and at the end, Boil the Oil, finding important picks, important plays. The run around in top lane saved the game. That is so important. And at the end, just delivering for Clown Gaming to now be top of the table in the Piltover group.
And there it going to be for Clown Gaming. What a run through. What a back and forth series from both squads here. Coming back alive in game number 2. Maryville with such a lead in game number 3 as well. Looking like they were going to be able to take it. But it comes on up Clown Gaming. And they are looking postured to be able to close out Piltover in first place. All right, looks like we've been able to pull Zev for an interview, so we're going to throw it to a quick break here while we get all our assets set up, but we'll be back before too long with Zev. Before we go, do want to shout out Coachify as well. Aegis Esports League of Legends is sponsored by Coachify GG for our Winter 2024 split. Coachify GG provides tools for esports coaches to manage their teams and players while also finding new students. You can click the panel located below the stream to check out their website for more information. Thank you once again to Coachify, and we'll be back in just a moment with an interview with Zev. Welcome back, everybody, to the Aegis Champions League, where we are joined by the victorious Clown Gaming Zev. Zev, congrats on the close 2-1 win over Maryville B team today.
Thank you, thank you. Pretty close games, but we tried to make it interesting. So
Absolutely awesome to see how you guys were able to execute there. Want to talk a little bit about your thoughts coming in on the matchup here. I already see Sam's talking trash in the Twitch chat about being
Of
a pool
course.
3 team. You know, coming on in on the beginning of the split, you guys, I would argue maybe a little underseeded. I think I had you pool 2 in my own seedings, but you know, looking into the night, right? Maryville really highly rated coming into the split. How did you guys feel about your odds in this matchup, and how did that affect your prep for this week coming in against the team that was the favorite for the group?
I mean, on the prepping side, we don't really try to prep for anything. It's just that we try to like just do one by one for games. But against Maryville, we didn't really expect Kachu to be playing mid. I thought it was gonna be Get Back because I think their support is Shady. I don't know where he is, but
yeah,
I was expecting Kachu to be playing AD. So I'm like, I was ready to talk trash, you know, but he didn't play AD today. But everybody was pretty good in that team, especially because I played with Kachu before, and some of them are like ex academy players. So yeah, we just tried to play it one game by game. So
Yep, and overall it was such a well played series as well. Like you mentioned, there are players that even if they are off role, they have a lot of experience, and it can be a bit, not a toll, but a bit different to how you face other teams. That being said, going to the series, it felt like the first game you guys had a lot of control. You played really, really well. But the second game, it went south really quickly. And I'm kind of curious how the transition from first to second to third game went for you guys. Like how it changed the dynamic from each game with how some of the things happened.
Okay, so for second game, we definitely recognized that like we kind of screwed the draft a little bit. If we ban Tom Kench, right, they don't really have an eat, and Nocturne Ori can just kill their carries. But going into that game, we were just like, we can give Jinx, we can give whatever, and then as long as we have Senna, we have a lot of pairings. I don't want to say a lot of like champions that we have into Senna, but I mean with Senna, because we are gonna cook. If you see Senna or if it's open, we will always pick it. So let's just say for the future teams, they will like see this and you know they're like, don't ban Senna because they kind of shit on Senna or whatever. But we will play Senna and we always have like something to be playing with it. But yeah, just something like that.
Yeah, I am kind of curious about that Senna bot lane for you guys, because you have you have gone for some non-traditional selections with it. You played the Senna Pike up against Chaotic Solar a couple of weeks ago, and then of course playing the Senna Yasuo on the day. I know you said you're not going to spoil some of the other picks you got cooking there, but just kind of curious, how do you as a team kind of view that pick? Because it feels like most teams are like, it's Senna, Nautilus, or bust. But even with the opportunity to take something like the Tom Kench here, you choose to forego it, grab the Nocturne early, and trust that you'll have alternative options later on. Just curious how you guys view the pick, and is that coming more from Cryogen, more from you, or from both?
It's definitely coming from us both because we have like the pocket picks that go with Senna. And that's just, as you said, like people are gonna be like, oh, Senna Not is really good, Senna Tom, but Senna just goes with everything, honestly. Like, you know, on the LCS, there's going to be like Sion, Senna, Wukong, Lee Sin. But I think if people will definitely leave it up, we'll definitely play a lot of like non-traditional AD carries with it. So yeah, it's just something to look forward to if Senna is ever open.
I agree. I don't think there's anyone that disagrees right there. And I'm glad you guys actually have the will to play something that it's not just stuck in Nautilus Tom Kench, because I will admit it, and I've shown it multiple times here in the ACL. I don't dislike the pairing, I just think it's boring, and I want to see more things out of the Senna pairing. So I'm glad that you guys actually go for it. And going into the question a bit, what does Cryogen do a lot as a bot lane pairing, or as a bot lane pair with you guys? Is he like bossy, just do you have to go with whatever he kind of whims, or are you pretty much in sync with going for random things together?
I don't. It's just something what he feels that day, you know, like oh, he's like
Okay.
he saw something in solo queue. He's like, yo, I swear this is broken with Senna, and I'm like, yep, sure. I mean, it doesn't matter because Senna is broken, you know, like the tally is always broken with Senna, so it doesn't matter what kind of pairing you play with it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, actually, quick question as well, just to follow up on that. How much Camille have you guys been practicing, and can we expect to see it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Camille is definitely something we are trying to cook, but
Okay.
sometimes there's like a lot of other picks that are better. It's just that I kind of have to work on like my Camille pairings, like because there's not really. If we think about Camille pairings, you don't really want to play with like traditional AD like Jinx or Aphelios. You kind of just want to go
Okay.
with a kill lane. And my Draven, besides my Callista, is not that great yet. I mean, besides other than those champions, I feel like Jhin could work or Samira. So I feel like if it's really a good lane to go with or like to play against, we'll definitely pick Camille. So
Okay. Okay.
Well, do want to ask, you guys with the 4-0 start in the group, probably feeling pretty confident about your chances to be able to keep on moving forward. You got to play Zora Esports in week 6. You play Kappa Chungus in week 7. Probably feeling a little confident in your ability to lock in first. I'll say it for you. Who are you guys looking forward to across the rest of the ACL to be able to potentially face off against in playoffs, with your position in playoffs likely being locked in off the 4-0 start?
uh, is this only in our group or
No,
does it
no,
matter?
across the rest
General.
of the league. Anybody you're looking forward to play against later on as you get out of groups?
Um, Definitely TFT, Levitate, and Snow. We played them against before, but they do have their NACL OQ this time, which is like Amazo, Iconic, or and Sudsy, right? So
Tony Top.
yeah, I just wanna, yeah, definitely something to just rematch against. Besides that, not really. I feel like every team is like beatable. Honestly, to be frank, I mean, we just showed them today. Like it's we this team is pretty good, especially Beans. Beans pool is really big, so it's something that's like kind of flexible in draft and also rapid in boil. So yeah.
Let's talk about Beans really quick. Rough Beans kind of coming out of nowhere. I was really impressed by him in the
Yep.
Hot Pockets tournament you guys played as well. I know he'd been playing bot lane previously for Seattle Ferocity, was a sub on Polestar. How did you guys bring him into the team? Because I know you've kind of been with this Clown Gaming squad for a little bit, playing in previous splits. How did you guys end up bringing in Rough Beans?
uh it was Michael who kind of brought the team together. I was just
Michael
kind of like,
being Cryogen?
Kaijin, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
And I think Beans was his friend from before, and he told me that he's pretty good. And we kind of played a couple of scrims together, and I thought he was pretty good with a big pool. So yeah, he's definitely underrated. I mean, he was playing against like an academy player, which is like Akachu. So, and he kind of held against him. So yeah.
Good stuff. All
Yeah.
right. Well, TDS, anything else from you?
I don't think so, fortunate. I know already have crazy games, a lot of action. Okay, actually, there's one thing I want to ask because it came to my mind thinking back to that game 3. So, how were your guys' reactions to what was happening top lane in the Trundle Olaf match? Because as far as I know, it shouldn't go like that.
It definitely shouldn't go like that. I mean my top laner after the game, he was like, maybe I should not fight Olaf pre-6, and I'm like, yeah, maybe
Okay.
not, because he kind of died 3 times in a row. So I mean, it's just Boyle being Boyle, and he's always been
Yeah.
he's one of the best top laners I've ever seen, and he knows how to like. He has a really like strong mental keeping to the game. So yeah, he just plays it better.
All right, love
That
to
was
hear it.
so
Well,
fun.
Zev, last word goes to you on the night. Anybody you want to shout out? Anything you want to say to those who are tuned in?
Yeah, of course. Shout out to my team, Boyle, Rapid, Rough Beans, and Kaijin. They played really well today. And shout out to all the teams. Honestly, I mean, we're gonna be beating them, but this is something that is gonna come forward to. So that's it.
All right, love to hear it. Thanks so much for joining us, Zev, and congrats once again on the win.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody at home who tuned on in for tonight's broadcast. Stay tuned to the Aegis channel. We'll be back throughout the week with more Aegis leagues. We will be broadcasting the Winthrop versus CCG NACL qualifier semifinal tomorrow night. TDS and I will be here for that. You don't want to miss it, so come check that one out. We'll be back with next match for ACL Week 6 on Friday and other ACL leagues as always. For myself, from TDS, and from Samalkram on production, thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next time.